Are you a small business that is regularly running out of cash? Or perhaps you've done a cash flow forecast and you can see a big black hole coming down the line? Well, you are in exactly the right place, because as a business owner, I've experienced this myself, and as a chartered accountant and a successful career as a finance director, I have dealt with these situations many times. So I'm going to tell you exactly how you can manage this in your business. So if you would like me guiding you through everything financial in your business, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can get notified when I release more content just like this. And also don't forget to join me in my free Facebook group too. So if you're having any issues with cash flow in your business, the first thing that you need to do is to identify the cause of it. So there's two types of cash flow that small businesses experience. There's operating cash flow, which refers to the day-to-day cash flow in your business. Rent, rates, stock, salaries, all of that type of thing that keeps your business flowing on a day-to-day basis. And then there is investing cash flow, which refers to medium to long-term investments in your business to help it grow. And the reason why it's really important that you identify what is causing the issue in your business, whether it's operational cash flow or investing cash flow, is because there will be a slightly different approach based on what's causing your issue. So first, we're going to have a look at the scenario where you have a shortfall of cash in your business because you have invested or you're planning to make long-term investment. When we're referring to investments, typically what we're talking about is things in your business where you have this high capital outlay up front and you're not expecting the benefits to pay off entirely for a longer period of time. So normally the shortest period I would say this applies to is probably about 3 to 5 years. So it could be something like the design of a brand new website, the purchase of some equipment, and it's also quite common for small businesses to buy their own premises. Now, investment cash flow in your business is a really, really smart decision to make, because ultimately it helps you to grow your business in the long term, and it should deliver more profits and more cash on a long-term basis. But you have a short-term sacrifice to make because you have this initial outlay of cash. Now, there's only really two ways that you can find this cash in your business. The first way is to save, and this is the safe way. Every year your business should be accumulating a little bit more cash in it. So you can wait until your business has accumulated enough cash that you can just simply pay for this outlay yourself. But that, of course, can take a very long time to do. And during that time, you're missing out on all the potential growth and benefits of your investment. So therefore, what is more common is that businesses take these finance products, maybe asset finance, mortgages, and long-term loans. Now, this is generally what I recommend, that if you are finding that there is a black hole in your cash flow because you've made a long-term investment, then typically I would say that you should expect to plug that cash flow gap with something like a long-term finance product. And typically I wouldn't be recommending that a business just sits it out and tries to save up the money, because like I say, there's an opportunity cost to doing that. But whatever route you choose is entirely down to your individual circumstances. You've got to make sure that you have done a cost-benefit analysis, and that's just a fancy way of saying that you've analysed all the pros and cons and all of the costs associated with it, and you're confident that this is a profitable long-term decision. So investing in your business on a long term is a smart decision. But what if you are not making any investments and you're still finding that your business is not in a good place from a cash flow perspective? Well, then you have an issue with what we refer to as operational cash flow. Now, operational cash flow simply refers to all the day-to-day incoming and outgoings in your business. So everything from your customers paying you to you buying stock, you paying your employees, and you paying your taxes. Everything that keeps your business ticking over and is in the normal course of your day-to-day business. Now, you don't need me, a chartered accountant, to tell you that every business needs to be generating more cash than it is spending. And if you're not generating more cash than you are spending, then you need to fix it urgently, because your business model is not sustainable. And the reason why you need to deal with it urgently is because the bigger your business gets, the bigger the problem you are creating. The deficit will grow and grow and grow with your business. Now, it's really tempting to look at this and think it's a temporary issue because you've just paid a VAT bill or it's payroll date or something like that. And that may be the case, that every now and again a business may have a issue with its cash flow. But if you're a business that's experiencing this multiple times in a year or even every week or every month, then this is not a temporary problem and your business model needs addressing. And I'm going to tell you 3 things that you can do in your business to fix your cash flow problems once and for all. So some of these may sound quite obvious, but you would be surprised surprised how many businesses are not covering off the basics because they're really busy on a day-to-day business, generating sales and delivering a good product or service to their customers, and they forget about all these financial tasks in the background that are actually having a long-term impact on the viability of their business. So not all of these will apply to you, but even if you just take a couple of these nuggets away from you and implement them in your business, you should see that they make an impact almost immediately. So the first area that you need to address is to get your customers to pay you quicker. So there's lots of ways that you can go about doing this. Things like sending your invoices out earlier, making sure that you're chasing up unpaid debt, but you can also think outside the box. So trying to get your customers to, for example, pay you via direct debit so that your payments are coming in regularly, and taking things like credit card payments can often really help to encourage customers to pay you quicker. So you need to do whatever you can to bring that money into your business as quickly as possible. So the second area of your business that you need to have a full review of is how you are paying your suppliers, because you want to be paying them as slowly as possible. Now, this is a really delicate area and you do need to tread carefully, because it's important that you don't damage the long-term relationship with key suppliers that you have. If you simply ask your suppliers for more payment terms, often you'll find that they will say yes, particularly if it's a one-off occasion. And just because they've said no in the past doesn't mean that they will say no in the future. The more you buy from them and the longer your relationship is, then the more likely they are to say yes to additional payment terms. You do also need to consider weighing up the cost of whether it's worth switching suppliers. If a supplier is offering you an additional 2 or 3% discount and you choose to go with them because they're cheaper but they don't offer any payment terms, then actually I would suggest that you're moving to the supplier that will offer you extended payment terms, because at the end of the day, it's no point being able to buy product cheaply if you don't have a viable business. And a really simple trick that I recommend to a lot of businesses is just to simply get into the habit of running your payment run a day later every month. Your suppliers are very unlikely to notice this, but by the time you get to the end of the year, you would have added an additional 12 days of cash into your business. So this can be a really effective way of just eking a few extra days out of every single supplier. So have a look at all of your payment runs, every supplier that you are paying, and just try and push these payment terms out as much as possible and take credit for as long as possible, because trade credit is free credit in your business. You don't have to pay any interest to the suppliers for this, so it's a fantastic and free way for small businesses to really improve their cash flow. And the final area that you need to have a review of is your business taxes. So the first thing to do is make sure that you are paying your VAT and your PAYE on direct debit, because HMRC give you an extra 3 to 5 days on top of the normal deadline before they take the direct debit. And again, there's no charge for this. It is completely free and interest free from HMRC. But what I find is one of the biggest game changers for small businesses is moving on to the cash accounting VAT scheme. And this simply means that you don't have to pay any VAT over to HMRC until your customers have paid it to you. So if you're not on the VAT cash accounting scheme already, make sure you have a chat with your accountant about whether your business is eligible for it. But this really could be game changing in your business. I've worked with businesses where this has plugged a 75k hole in their cash flow just overnight by switching to this VAT scheme. It's completely free, there's no cost to it, so if your business is eligible, definitely get onto that today. So if you want some more information on any of these areas, make sure you check out some of my other videos, because I've done lots of deep dives into these specific areas to let you know exactly how to implement them and what the pros and cons of each one are. And make sure you subscribe to my channel to get more free content just like this.